They brought me some water too, but hey, bring the Mississippi Blues man water. How y'all doing? My name is Terry Harmonica Bean. A lot of you people may not have heard that name before. Terry Harmonica Bean. Okay. From Punjab, Mississippi. Most of the people know me from Terry Bean, the baseball player, from way back in the day. I remember my friend, Mr. Spencer Holmes, over there. It took him about 3-4 years before he get one hit off of me. Yeah. And that hit he got off, he beat me. Right down here at the old place, right behind the school in the hole. He hit the ball on the first baseman's head. That's what they call going the other way today. You heard that term before, hadn't you? They teaching people to hit the ball the other way. Well, back when I was coming along, my granddaddy said, boy, hard as you throw a ball, they ain't hitting no ball the other way, they just swinging late. You see? And that's all it was. You either can hit a ball or you can't. I'm a true believer of that. I don't care how much they teach you. If you can make contact with the ball, put the bat on the ball, you'll get a hit every once in a while. But that's still not hitting it. So some people can hit balls harder than others. But if you can make contact, put the ball in play, you'll get a hit every once in a while. But for just hitting, either you can or you can't. You can't teach that just like running. You fast or you're not. Johnson and my father Eddie Bean sitting on the back porch playing the blues. He said, Terry, we didn't know you played the blues. Man, when you come from a family like I come from, 18 brothers and 6 sisters, that's the blues already. Big family. All my daddy's friends, all my grandfather's friends, they all played the blues. Did they teach me to play the blues? No. I just come up around it. That's how I got it. It rubbed off on me. Didn't get no blues out no book. No. Back in them days, everybody went to the juke joint. No. You understand? Everybody went to the juke joint. Juke joints was everywhere back in them days. When the parents went to the juke joints, all of your siblings went with you. Kids everywhere at the juke joint. Parents playing the blues and kids sitting there listening to it. Yes, it was something. So we're going to get into that later on, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, we're going to do it like this right here. For my grandfather and my father both used to do it. Going up, people, I'm going down. I'm going up, down, down, up. Any way you want me to roll. Yeah. Yeah, yes, got me doing what you want. What else, little girl, you want me to do? Now you know you got me peeping. You got me hiding. Got me peeping, high peep. Any way you want, let it roll. Yeah, yes, yeah. Yeah, man. Girl, you got me doing what you want. What else, little girl, you want me to do? Dance that. What do you want me to do, girl? Look out, Willie. I want you back up to the window. I want you to look down, girl, on the ground. Think you ain't gonna leave me, girl? Do you believe I jump down? Know why I'm gonna jump down? Because you got me worried, little girl, I swear. Little girl, it's hard to tell. Dance there. Mississippi Blues. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this stuff is a serious kind of music. This blues is a serious kind of music. They got it wrote up in the book. It's an American thing. When you brought the black peoples in this country, you brought that. When you brought the black people from Africa in this country, you brought that. They's already doing this stuff. They wasn't called blues, just music. Amen. Now, when they got it here, these people come from different tribes. I've been to Africa 4 times. Never dreamed that I'd be in a place like that. Never. Never dreamed I'd been in Russia, Germany, all around the world doing this. I never dreamed that. Most everybody that come up around look for me to play Major League Baseball. I never dreamed I'd be doing that. I just played the game. I loved it that well. You follow me? Now, while I was in Africa, I get to meet with a lot of big chiefs. I learned a lot of things. Man, this music that I'm doing, they piled up in the place where I'm playing at. They listen to that. This come from my tribe. This come from this tribe, that style. But when they got here in America with these people, they had to learn their different language. These people from over there didn't know one another because they come from different places in Africa. You follow me? They had to come up with something to refine themselves again. Sudden sounds they made. They didn't know nothing about no guitar. They didn't know nothing about no harmonica. They picked these things up from the white people. When they threw them away, they get them. And play it any kind of way. But it made certain sounds so they could reunite with one another. Do you follow me? It worked. At the same time, it formed into this kind of music too. Then the lyrics come in. They couldn't speak property. Yesterday. They didn't know anything about that. They would say, yesterday. Now, brothers and sisters, you know what I'm talking about. You from the jungle just like me. You see? Tomorrow. You see? But boy, some other stuff come up behind that too. Stuff they couldn't say. They put it on an instrument. Further on down the road, somebody gonna hurt you like you hurt me. They put it on an instrument. And only another black person can understand what kind of language he's speaking now. You follow me? The great muddy water sit on the back porch of my granddad sister like this. He said, well, I was gone on the road. I was gone a long time. Well, when I come back home, my baby still said she was mine. 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 No, little girl, she's all right. She's all right. All right, it's all right. The girl's all right. She's all right with me. She's all right, man. Yes, she is. How you doing? Yeah. Well, I went down to the church house, fell down on my knees to pray. I got to thinking about that girl to drove my spirit away. Drove my spirit away. Drove my spirit away, she did. Drove my spirit away, but you know, little girl, she's all right, it's all right. All right, it's all right. Girl's all right. She's all right with me. She's all right, man. Yes, she is. She's all right with me, he said. So I'm going to keep her. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? The blues, for me, my grandfather, Rossi Johnson, always told me, he didn't select none of my other 17 brothers. He just said, you. There was so many in the family, he didn't know none of our names. We all had one name, John Brown. That's the girls and boys everywhere. I'm talking to you, John Brown. I'm talking to you. Talking to you, John Brown. Now, he always told me, John Brown, boy, you're good in that baseball. You're good in that. But that ain't what the good Lord had in plan for you. You play that blues, they'll do something for you. For you. It'll do something for me. You play that blues, it'll do something for you. For you. Granddaddy, y'all play the blues, and Daddy play the blues, but I really don't like the blues. John Brown, you don't have to like it. You just play it and let somebody else like it. You see? Well, I kept on playing ball. I had the accident, 1980, caused me a major league career. Thank the good Lord I'm still here, because it threw me right high when them light poles out there. Didn't go to the doctor because I was raised up at the hospital. We didn't go to no doctors. Grandmama, them, they all documented themselves. But I didn't break nothing. So I got out of the accident in 1984. I got called to tri-camp to Cincinnati Reds and going to Greenville. And a car pulled out in front of him, and I swapped lanes with him. And the back right tire blew out that car, and I flipped 4 times down the highway. But thanks to good Lord, I'm still here. That's when Mom and Daddy come to me again. Grandpa, this ain't for you. I went full time in this. And I've been all over the world. Gonna be the first black man on the moon playing the blues. Done talked to some aliens about it already. But I told them I want American dollars, no alien money. Because I've been meeting a lot of people traveling around that got so much money they don't know what to do. So they say they gonna move to the moon. So I've been asked, when they get set up there, will I come and play? I said, you get me a round trip ticket? Yes, I will. Hey, y'all, y'all having a good time? Got love if you want it. Got your 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 love if you want it, girl. Maybe we can rock a while. Quit teasing me, baby. Quit teasing me, baby. With that fine, pretty frame. With that fine, pretty frame. If you let me love you, baby, honey, I'll be your lucky man. Now here you come, now here you come, with your head hung down, with your head hung down. I know what you've been doing, little girl, honey, I'm talking all over town. I love you, little woman. I love you, little woman. Girl, I love you for myself. Honey, I love you for myself. Don't mistreat me, baby. Honey, with someone else. Mississippi blues. For this blues went all over the world, and let me tell you, it's all over the world. This stuff is all over the world. I know you people heard of B.B. King, Albert King, John Lee Hooker and all these, but I'm talking about people way before them. Son House, all those people. Robert Johnson. So my grandpa Rossi Johnson knew these, all of the great bluesmen. He knew them all. Ready to little circle, Mississippi. Mississippi Delta, or Northeast Mississippi, what they call the hill country up this way. But grandpa them, my grandmother them said, it's all the Delta to them. Whether you're in the low part or the high part. Because they pick cotton too. Down in the Delta is as far as you can see with the roads of the flat land, as far as you can see. But up here, you had to pull that sack uphill. Then you might cross the ditch over there. You might have to go around a tree over there, see? Same thing. But man, This stuff is all over the world. And it come out of this region, Mississippi. How did that happen? People like Robert Johnson from a long time ago had an idea, make a living doing this. He done pretty good till he died with it. That's the one that said sold his soul to the devil, you know? Well, like I say, can a person do that? It's possible. You got two masters. You got one control all things, and you got one running things on this earth. Y'all understand that very easy, don't you? And you can't be here on this earth, none of us, without having the blues. You ain't got to have a guitar in your hand or a harmonica around your neck to have no blues. Everything that lives on this earth got the blues. Grass got the blues today. Too much water. You see? Trees got the blues. Limbs get too heavy and break off. You see? Everything lives dies. That even us. Ain't no way around it. Grandpa said, don't be worried about things that you don't have no control over. And I ain't never forgot that. Keep a normal mind. Granddad, you don't ever go to the doctor. How you do? Keep a normal mind. Normal mind. And boy, I try to do it like that. Yes, sir. It works for me. Down in Mississippi Delta with the bluesmen down in that area, the great muddy waters, them something like that. Tell you a story. One summer day, my little girl, she went away. Boy, you know she went off and left me. And she said that she's gonna stay. But let me tell you, now that she's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. People, I worked all summer with my baby. Worked all the fall. Still, she won't have left me out of all the things that I've done. But now that she's gone, I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Say what he said, man. know she done put me down. But now that she's gone, I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Yeah, sitting on top of the world, man. Yeah, man. Well, goodbye, pretty baby. Wonder you caught it gone. Well, I know it's gonna worry, girl, but don't last too long. But now that she's gone, I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Get on out of here. I'm sitting on top of the world, from the great muddy waters in Howling Wolf. It's strange, man, that Howling Wolf is from northeast Mississippi, muddy water from the Mississippi Delta. Both was powerful in the blues. Muddy was the first to go to Chicago with this. Robert Johnson done all he could before he died. So Muddy Waters, a genius from the Mississippi Delta, used to come up to northeast Mississippi all the time. I never met him. I met his boys though. But my grandpa Rossi, he met them a bunch of times. He knew both men as well. You follow me? Muddy left the Snowball Plantation, goes to Chicago, got on a record deal, looking for butter where to make a living. But he found out he went from one plantation to another one. That's the blues, you see? Right on. Famous man, Howling Wolf come along from northeast Mississippi. He goes. But he wasn't that different from Muddy. Wolf was his own man. Had his own money. Wasn't gonna work in no cotton fields. But the jobs he got, he saved his money. When he went to the city, he had a bankroll. So they couldn't control him like that, you see? But him and Muddy will have a squabble. With the great Willie Dixon, that wrote all those songs, you know, from Mississippi Delta also. But Wolf and Muddy, they will have a squabble. So they thought that Wolf was jealous of Muddy, because Muddy was getting a lot of gigs too, way more than Wolf was at that time. But it wasn't that. The squabble they was having, Howling Wolf noticed this music that you was playing is not Mississippi Delta. It's Northeast Hill country guys' music. But Muddy went to the city with that, and combined both music together. Chicago, the Mississippi Delta blues, and Hill country blues. He put those two together and went to the city with it, and the blues exploded. Well, Howling Wolf knew this music. The Delta played laid back, and the Hill country guy done something like. Listen. You got to help me. Can't do it all by myself. Don't help me, woman. Gonna have to find myself somebody else. Man, don't wash. Man, the soap. Man, the cook, baby. I made my baby old. You got to help me. Can't do it all by myself. You got to help me, girl. Can't do it all by myself. No fees, Mississippi. Totally different sound. But the Great Muddy Waters combined these musics together. It exploded when that happened. Now, when he first went to the city, the black peoples up there in Chicago, in that area, they didn't like the Mississippi music. They couldn't play the blues. They didn't understand it. Because they weren't from this area down here. Do you understand? When our President Lincoln freed the black people, using this area, used one way, but if you back down this way, use another. You follow me? When they heard this kind of music, man, this stuff is way back. It comes from Africa. They just put it on harmonicas and guitars and pianos and things. And these people was self-taught. They played their own style, they learned from others, they heard something, they added to their thing. How many people have heard of Jimmy Rogers? Which one are you talking about, the black one or the white one? There were two of them. There were two Jimmy Rogers. When you mention Jimmy Rogers, they think you're talking about the country singer from Meridian. No, it was a black Jimmy Rogers from Ruleville, Mississippi. The young boy from Muddy Waters, a guitar player. 14 and 15-year-old. Muddy Waters knew tons of musicians, just boys out of the Mississippi Delta. Muddy grabbed this young man up. How many people have heard of Calvin Jones? Another young black man from Senatoria, Mississippi, the bass player. Not Willie Dixon. Willie Dixon, way older these fellows are. But Muddy knew so many young blues guys. Leroy Foster, they called him Babyface Leroy Foster. You ever heard of that name? He was famous for a song, "Well, I roll and I tumble, cried all night long." He from Pontotoc, Mississippi. Al Gomer. He's the first drummer for the Great Muddy Waters. Right here from Northeast Mississippi. 16 or 17-year-old at that time. He's a legend. A lot of black people don't know nothing about this man. They put a blues marker down for me in Pontotoc back in 2006, I think. And I wouldn't accept it unless they put him on it. So they kind of goofed him up. Oh, he's from Pontotoc. That's what I've been trying to tell you all the time. Yes. Famous blues guy. So Muddy Waters, the great harmonica player, Little Walter Jacob, another young boy that come from Louisiana and wind up in Mississippi because he got us in trouble down in Louisiana, so they had to hire talent to Mississippi. So when he got to Mississippi, he kind of got lost. So people like Sonny Boy Wilson, Rice Miller, Muddy Waters, them took him under the wings. Great harmonica player as a young boy. So Muddy carried these people back to the cities. and formed this thing, what they call Chicago blues today. But to me, and a lot of the older Mississippi blues people, Chicago blues is just Mississippi blues with a big sound.
All right.
That's all it is. Y'all good? Go to hill one time. Boogie with me, people. Boogie all night long. Boogie with me, people too. See the morning sun. Boogie. Yeah, we're gonna be boogie all night. Boogie with me, people. Boogie with me all night long. Tell Harmonica being close there in Mississippi tomorrow night at the juke joint Red Lounge, #1 place. Join the blues again. Boogie with me, people. Boogie with me all night long. That way. Boogie with me, people. Boogie with me all night long. Mississippi blues, listen to this. All night long. Boogie in the morning, boogie in the noon, boogie in the evening. See the doggone moon, boogie. Yeah, we're gonna be boogieing all night long. Boogie with me, people. Boogie with me all night long. Get on out of here now. So the blues and my baseball kind of went together. You know, they don't talk about all the rooster fighting I used to do back in them days. Because we done a lot of that too, me and my white friends. You know, it's a strange thing that I didn't get to play with a lot of black people. I had them around me, but the reason why I didn't, because the black people that were around me wasn't doing what I liked it. I liked what my white friend was doing, so they put me over there. Rooster fighting and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I stole my grandfather rooster one time and carried him to a chicken fight. Now, I got tore up for it, but boy.
But did you win?
Huh?
Did you win?
No, my that old Roll Out in Red couldn't stand it with them fighting cocks, but he done it the best he could. He was doing a lot of packing, and them fight cocks were using them spurs. Boy, I got tore up for that though. Yeah, for stealing that rooster out that chicken coop and came to a chicken fight. But you know that didn't stop me. I liked it fighting chickens then, you know. We were just having our fun. And Mr. Kelly Luther, how are you, man? Yeah, we used to have a lot of fun doing that. Yeah. hey, but you know, my grandfather, after giving me the whooping I got, he kind of patted me up too. After beating me down like that, you know. Made me understand what the rooster was for. That rooster. If you wanted to fight the cop, he gave me a lawnmower to use and go mow a yard, and I got me one. It all worked out. But the baseball and stuff too, I would go play ball wherever I could. I was kind of like a loner, like guy, looking for a ball game. So I got to playing my black friends baseball. they had to go in the house and go to sleep at a certain time. See, I was raised with my daddy, big family. We didn't do stuff like that. When then my father said, get out the house, you come back when I call you. That means you be out there all day. That's the way it was back then. You don't come back to no house. You be out there doing something. Guess what? I still do it like that. I'm glad of it too. But I'll go to them ball games looking for a ball game. Go to my black friend's house, play them by myself. Then I go to my white friend's house, play them by themselves. And beat them. Back that time we called automatic man when we'd have enough people. Ghost person, you know what I'm saying? You run to the base and beat it there before they get you out. Automatic man's there and you go back again. I never lost. Because most of all my friends, they was flat-footed and all that kind of stuff. They got tired, black and white. They didn't have no kind of skill about themselves at all. And that's how I would, I beat them. I remember sometime Mr. Kelly's mama-in-law, Miss Evelyn Patterson, had to come out. Said, Frankie, y'all go out there and help stand her and beat Teddy Wayne. They didn't call me Terry, they called me Teddy Wayne at that time. Yes, man. But we had fun. I don't think the youngsters have fun like that today. No, they don't. I'm supervising at a job now, ladies and gentlemen, for a little while. Magnolia Furniture, but I'm finna get back out on the road. I've turned down Spain and Germany right now, but I'm gonna pick it back up later. I've been all vaccinated up and everything. So I'm finna get back on the road. I usually be over in Spain or Germany somewhere right now. But since this COVID-19 kind of got everything kind of banged up. But I tell you what, I got to do a lot of stuff on screen, private parties, weddings. See, COVID-19 didn't stop people from getting married. So I've done a few weddings, done a few divorce parties, everything. Yes. Oh, yes. I've done a lot of divorce parties. Yes, people have to be divorced to get called Terry Harmonica Bean. Have a big party. I'm divorced myself. I ain't divorced, this is my wife is married to somebody else right now. It's all right though, it's all the blue. Since my baby left this town, sun's shining all day long, but the rain pouring down. She's my life, I need a soul. Why she left, I just don't know. 40 days, all nights, since I sit down here and cry. Keep raining all day long, but the river's still running dry. Lord help me, it just ain't right. I love the girl with all my might. 40 days, 40 nights since I left this town, searching for the girl everywhere, like a blind man in the dark. You know, love can make a poor man rich, also can break his heart, I don't know which. It be that way sometime, man. Since my little girl left this town, searching for the girl everywhere, like a blind man in the dark. Lord help me, just ain't right. I love the girl with all my mind. Oh yeah. Tell me, pretty woman, honey, what is wrong with you? Tell me, pretty girl, honey, what in the world is wrong with you? You know, you don't treat me nothing like you used to. Been 40 days since the girl left town. All right. Oh, yes. Janet Mississippi Blues. So my thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is keeping the Mississippi Blues alive for people like my grandfather, Rossi Johnson, my father, Eddie Bean, and a lot of others. You know, I guess my father, he wanted to be, he come along with B.B. King and them all, which he could do all that stuff too. But he left the field and went to the gins. And from that to Max Tyson in Tupelo. Worked there for something like 40 years. My brother Jimmy just retired there. He'd been there 50-something years. So they left there, went to different places. Didn't want to take a chance on making a living playing the blues like a lot of other guys did. We didn't have that many people from Northeast Mississippi that go professionally in playing music. No other than Howlin' Wolf from West Point, Mississippi Fred McDowell from Como, Mississippi, Jesse May Henfield from Como. Who else we had here? Leroy Foster, Jimmy Johnson. Actually, Jimmy Johnson just done a big show last Sunday. He's from Chicago, he's from Hardy Springs. He's an old man, he's about close to 80, might be a little over 80 now, but still doing it. From Hardy Springs, Mississippi. Just a few of these guys from this area, Northeast Mississippi, that went professionally. But down in Mississippi Delta, tons of them, thanks to Muddy Waters, because he was the guy that opened the door for all of those guys. We talking about the guys that were before him, but when Muddy carried the blues to the city and started bringing up these young guys with him, it was a big thing, which all of them is passed on now. I think James Cotton from Tunica was the last one in the Big Muddy Waters band. The harmonica player, everybody you heard of James Cotton? Yeah, I know you have. Yeah, I think he's passed on. And then the last guy that played with Mr. Howlin' Wolf, Mr. Henry Gray, I think he was 96, he just died a couple of years ago. Piano player. Still going. I done a show with him about 4 years ago in Brazil. Yeah, they didn't bring him a piano. They didn't have one. So he talked to the people, you planning to come all the way from Louisiana, you don't have a piano player, piano for him? So everyone got some kid piano, the little plastic thing. He said, well, I'll play that. And he did. They mic'd it up, he played that little plastic piano, going on the show goes on. See, it didn't make no difference what them guys put in their hand. They played it. My granddad would sit on the back porch and do something like this with Robert Johnson. Said, be like that sometime. Playing with the blues. Now, Sister Terry, do you have a blues band? Yes. Blues band also. But people see me playing like this a lot. And the reason I do it like this is order to keep the real deal. This is the way the blues were played before these bands came along. Now, I'm a Northeast guy. My grandfather, if he was here now he wouldn't let me play the harmonica. He'd give me the either eye if I done that. He just wanted me to play the guitar. He said, back the harmonica playing for them people down in the Delta. The Northeast guys, they were very particular about that music. You follow me? Mississippi Delta, Northeast Mississippi. They do it like this down here. You do it like this up here. That's before it went to the cities. According to my daddy, them all, they used to have on bells. Grandmama them, who was the best? The Mississippi Delta or the Northeast guys? This is a black thing, ladies and gentlemen. You follow me? This is a black thing. I'm going to tell you how I got the white thing to watch this when I finish this story. Watch this. They would peddle this thing, man. Mississippi Delta and Northeast. It wasn't no money. They were saying who would be the best. You might win a pig, a duck, a goat, something like that. Something to eat. That's the way they done it. Who was the powerhouse in this music? Well, according to Grandpa them, the hill country guys wanted the most because of the drive they had. You follow me? Sometimes the Delta guy would do it, win. But it wasn't no money. When they combined these music together, it exploded. Wolf done it too when they came to the city. My grandpa Rosa knew Elvis Presley very well. Elvis used to come, when my grandpa lived on Elvis, grandpa them plays over Tupelo, right around in the area there somewhere. They knew him very well. He used to sit down and eat pinto bean cornbread at grandpa them house. What they say, I ain't never met him, but they say they knew him well. You know what? In 1968, I was 7-year-old. We didn't have a television in our house. My daddy won't allow one now. Why? He said, well, you get that television thing in the house, it's going to get your mind off what you're supposed to be doing for me. Picking cotton and all that stuff. That's going to get your mind off of it. We never did have one. 1968, Elvis done a documentary thing in Memphis. They show it sometimes on television now. We got a television because everybody in the neighborhood, in the community, black people, they went to a place, Mr. Russell's, white guy. I think they still owe the man for the television now. They never did get it paid for. They got the television to watch Elvis. They won't see the white boy play the blues. I'm about 7-year-old. Never forgot that. Grandpa said, this boy, he doing good. But a lot of black people, they didn't like it. The older ones around, though, they didn't like it. Why? Because they had made a lot of money off of this black folks music. My grandpa jumped up and said, look, that's a good thing what he done. It was good for black people. I ain't never forgot that story. I was 7-year-old listening to all this. They argued about this. Grandpa said it was a good thing. Because before Elvis got into black folks music, he hung around black folks on Bill Street all the time. Muddy Waters, them all. He hung around all of them. But black folks music wasn't even allowed to be played on the radio then. You follow me? It was just a black thing. Black play for black audience. Few whites come around, but it wasn't worldwide. But after Evans got into it, and doing what black people were doing and catered around the world, then the other white people got into it. Then they started doing it. Then they started coming over here looking for this music, and come to find out it's black people. There you go. It's wide open now. I always getting asked, Terry, why black people ain't playing the blues now? Several different reasons. One reason is devil music. Where that come from? That come from the church. Black thing. The juke house. Juke joint. Juke house where black people couldn't come to town. The police looking for them. You follow me? They had to stay in the juke house out there. What went on at the juke house stayed out there. Wasn't no police coming out there, no way. What went on out there stayed out there. But if you came to the city limits, where the juke joint was, now the police can kind of deal with you there. You follow me? Then you had your honky tonk on the other side. I got to see a little of that too. But on church on Sunday morning, now you got to understand it's a black thing. Monday night, in the juke joint, they got something going on. Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, every day at the juke joint, in the juke house. Well, on Sunday morning, Sundays, the preacher ain't got nobody at church. Ain't nobody there. He got a few people, but the juke joint, juke house got a bunch of people. He ain't making no money. The juke joint man is making money. Now, y'all brothers and sisters know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I'm going to just tell it like it is. Yeah. You know? So the preacher said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to scare the hell out of some people. Hear your devil music come in now. You're going to go to hell for listening to that stuff. It ain't good for you. Somebody got hurt at the juke joint. Say that devil music. That devil music made you do that. It wasn't the music. It was that old alcohol stuff my granddad would fix and give it to them folks. That was doing. I used to tell my granddad he was a big time bootlegger. He had to do it. A lot of times, he would get in trouble because the money would come up short. My granddaddy would. So certain people had to carry him to the barn. You know what I'm talking about? They had to carry him to the barn. And once kids had to get in the house. Well, my grandma was telling us something else. But I can still hear that sound, but it was something else going on out there at the barn. What I understand, sure enough what's going on now. I know what was happening. But he took that whooping so we could survive. Yes, that worked out that way. But when something happened at the juke joint, then the reverend will say, see, you had to be listening to that devil music. Down that what that was, that wouldn't happen. That did put fear in people. Because at that time, there wasn't no music in church, ladies and gentlemen. You had a piano sitting in the church. Nobody could play it. The preacher would go over there and bang on it, tone, and go back, Lord this and Lord that. But that ain't playing it. You had a choir. They would sing and clap, but no music. But when he put that fear in these people, some of these women had husbands down at the juke joint, boyfriend, juke joint. These people started coming to church. And he brought the instruments too. That old piano was sitting there, Them blues guys can sit down there and play that thing. Now you got music in the church. And the preacher's already powerful with his voice and everything. Now you got this music behind him. But they couldn't call the music blues music no more. When they got to the church, it's sanctified music now. You follow me? Sanctified music. As the churches grew, it changed from sanctified music to gospel music. Now they bigger than ever now. It ain't gospel music no more. It's temporary gospel now. But after all the dust settled, it's still the blues with another name. It's still the blues. See, the blues don't get no credit for nothing. But grandmother, grandpa, boy, you ain't got no blues in your music. You ain't got no music at all. Because that blues wants to, it'll make you want to shake your money maker. Look at this. My baby give me a high temperature. My baby give me a high temperature. 101 when we kiss and dance. 102 for a night romance. 103, 4 and 5. She just to wanna stay alive. Pretty hot, boy. My baby give me a high temperature. My baby give me a high temperature. 97, 98 just fall so long. My two to be 105 and the girl hold me in her arms. 103, 4 and 5. She just to wanna tell her. Mississippi blues, Chicago blues. My blues band, they tell you who all you got in your band. We see with all kind of people. I have Japanese playing with me. I have Chinese people playing with me. I have Indian people playing with me. All kind of people. When you book Terry Harmonica Bean, you don't know the people that I have working for me. You got Terry Harmonica Bean in his blues band. That could be you. It could be you, or you, just whoever. That's the way it works for me. But I do a lot of this, like this, because the people, when I'm in Europe and these places, I might have a band, backup band for me. You know, French people, Germany, Italy, all kind of people working with me. Before I leave the show, they want me to do a whole set like I'm doing now. Because this is the way the blues were played before bands came along. This platform I got here, people ask me about this, handmade. Well, back when I was coming along, these people didn't have drums. My daddy them didn't. So they all pat their feet together. It's just like clapping. but you got to be on time. It's a trick to all this stuff. If you pat it here, it's one sound. You pat there, it's another. You follow me? I am a one-man band. Terry harmonica beans on the feet. Terry harmonica beans on the guitar. Terry harmonica beans on the vocal. Terry harmonica beans on the harmonica too. I do all of it. Sometimes you might see me playing the whole drum set and the guitar and stuff. But that'll get too loud, so I said it like this today. But it's amazing that my grandpa Rossi chose me to do this, not my other brothers. I can deal with people. I love people. Some of them act a little different, but I'm all right too. I can work around it. I've been in some tough places, ladies and gentlemen. Tough places where I ain't really allowed. But when I leave there, I'm shaking everybody's hand. I get called back. He chose me, I could do that. I don't do no narcotic stuff. They say that goes in the blues. You a blues man, you don't do? No, I don't. I don't need it. My grandmama always told me, said, look, now your granddaddy's out there making that stuff for them people. And I would talk to granddaddy about it. I said, granddaddy, them people be doing good. So they start fucking your stuff, and then they start to fight and go on. He's a hell boy, they don't fight and go on, that mean they ain't making it right. So they got to do that. Yeah, I'm serious. So I go over to tell grandma what grandpa said, oh, you can't pay Ross no attention, but it worked out like that. But son, you don't need it. You don't need it, you don't. Hey, grandmama, oh, you don't need that stuff. If the good Lord didn't put it in your mama's titties, then you don't need it. You see? That's what she would tell me. If it wasn't in there, you don't need it, so you can do without it. It worked for me. Now, you know what my high is? My high. And I can't get high. I'm feeling good now. Look at the peoples around me. You see? I travel around the world and they do the same thing. I done played in front of thousands of people. It's amazing. Doing this. Thousands of people. That's my high. It was like that in baseball, the same. When I got on the pitcher mound. I didn't realize it back then. One of my coaches, Tommy Woods, told me one time, say my granddaddy them lived on the last place they stayed on was Tommy them place. Well, I was raised with my daddy. And he told me one time in high school that, man, you can draw a crowd of people, Terry. I didn't understand that then. I thought the people just come to the ball game. They was. But they come to see what I throw the ball with both hands. Nobody believed I could do that. But it's a natural thing for me. They say, oh, if you start young enough, you can do it. Maybe so. But I was naturally that way. It was automatic for me. Y'all having a good time? Boy, my grandpa Rossi Johnson and Eddie Bean would be tickled to death if they was around seeing me now, the places I've been. And like Grandpa Rossi still talk to me sometime. I told you, boy. I told you. When I was in Israel about 4 years ago, I used to go there twice a year. But I called some friends of mine over there a couple of weeks ago, and they having war over there, so I can't get nobody. I hope they're all right. They like the blues in Israel. They like to tear harmonica bean. Because they called me and I went. And I got over there. Tel Aviv. I couldn't pronounce the word right. I was calling it television. You know, Tel Aviv, Israel, where I was at. Everything was solid white. I mean, it was strange. But come to eating, they had eggs and all that kind of stuff, but I wanted some bacon and stuff to go with my eggs, but they didn't have none of that stuff over there. That's what they said. So the interpreter they speak the Hebrew language. And I had the interpreter tell them, what? Okay, I was okay, I forgot about that. I'm in Israel. But going to the show, it was a hog crossing the road, big as the one we got over here. I said, I go bacon right there. But you got bacon over here, y'all just ain't putting it on the table. There's plenty of bacon here. Yes, sir. So they called the police and they had to come and arrest that hog because he wasn't supposed to be in that area, but he was. Yes. And as going to the show, a flock of birds flew out this tree, and they white pigeons, or what I call them, they call them doves, but they crapped all over me. And them people jumped on me, and I thought they were trying to kill me, but they said it was good luck. But it didn't smell good luck. Not to me. I'm serious. This stuff happened. It's good luck for you. I had a sellout crowd every show that night. Everywhere I went, the whole week I was there, every show. And they called that good luck. I was like, oh, okay. It worked out. And I hope my friends over there is okay, you know. But on the way home, it got a little rough. Tell you what the best place you ever been playing, would you like the best? Punitop, Mississippi. That's the best. I mean, I've been everywhere, seen everything, but I'd be glad to get home. You know, everybody should be that way. If I from them places, though, I guess it'd be like that for them. But I'd be glad to get back home. And there's a bunch of stuff out there, I'm telling you. I didn't learn nothing in school. I didn't. I didn't learn nothing in school. But when I started traveling around the world, Grandpa said, now you finna go to school. I first went to Italy, never been to Europe, nowhere. I was playing the blues in Helena, Arkansas, just like I'm doing now. And two Italian men from Parma, Italy, came looking for a man named John Washington. They asked me did I know him. They couldn't speak that much English. And they told me to talk slowly so they could understand me. And I was trying to talk slowly, and I couldn't talk at all. It messed me up. I can't talk like that, mister. I said, but I tell y'all to meet John Washington. Now, he's from Marvel, Arkansas. And I know Mr. John a long time. He spoke English, he spoke Italian, spoke French, several different languages. I never knew that. Black guy. Kind of Indian-like, you know, but I carried him to meet this man when I finished the show in Helena. And they booked John Washington in Parma, Italy. And he brought Terry Harmonica Bean along also. Wow. And that's how it started for me. I played for these people in Parma, Italy, several times. And word of mouth, from now to Germany, France, Italy, word of mouth. Calling me on my home phone. I didn't even have a cell phone back then. But man, I've been to some stuff. Common sense had to kick in when I went to these places. What I didn't know, couldn't speak their language and things. I thought everybody understood caveman language, but they don't. When you go point at something and try to, but they don't understand it. But I made it work. Thank y'all very much. Having a good time. Yeah. I don't want you to be no slave. I don't want you to work all day. I don't want you to be true. I just want to spend some time wash my clothes. I don't want you, girl, to love me, no. I don't want you, true. I just want to spend some time with you. No slave. I don't want you to work all day. I don't want you true. I just want to spend time with when I first heard the blues, coming from my father, Eddie Bean, didn't even know he played. I'm back in the fighting cock roost again now. My white friend, Mr. Paul Patterson, he's passed on now. We're the same age too. And he had a fighting cock down there I wanted. I didn't have no money to get it. And his brother, Dennis Patterson, had an electric guitar. I wanted that too. They didn't know about no guitars. So they wanted $20 for the guitar and $5 for the amplifier, the little amplifier that went with it. I didn't have the $25. So I went and told my dad about it. He said, well, tell him bring it up there, I want to see it. I run back down the hill, told him, forgot all about my fighting cock, but I wound up getting a rooster too. So Mr. Carl Wayne Patterson, he got Paul and Dennis Wayne and brought the guitar and the amplifier. I got the rooster later. Up there, let my daddy see a thing. And he tuned that thing up, and that's when it started. We didn't even know he played. And boy, he could go. I wanted the guitar. I wound up not getting the guitar, but I got the rooster. And my daddy started calling his friends around from different places, going to get them. And they would play back again. They used to do this all the time, but they had quit for many years. And that got them back going. And from that, it went on and on until he died. And I was just sitting around listening to all that stuff. Because back at them time, all your kids went wherever they went Wherever they went to the juke joint, you went to with them. They kept you. And sometimes we get in fights at the juke joints. Kids. My dad was a big gambler, had friends big gambler. I bet you my boy hooped your boy. They bet money on us. Yes, bet money. They called it making you man up. If you didn't fight back, you had a whooping. Yes, now as the fight started getting out of hand, they would step in there and break it up. Yes, man, that was something. We call it tough love for us. Tough love. When I mow a yard with my grandfather's lawnmower, he used to jump around, how much money you make today? I made $3, Grandpa. Give me $1.50 of it. You see? When the mower get messed up, who got to fix it? Who gas going in the lawnmower? You think I'm gonna let you go out and take my mower and make money with it and put all the money in your pocket when it's happening, then I gotta take my money out of my pocket and fix it? Son, your daddy and myself are just trying to teach you how to live in life. You got to pay your way through life. I ain't forgot that one either. We still doing it. You got to pay. Ain't that the blues? Yes, it is the blues. Any way you look at it. They would take my grandmother's on. I'm in the mood, babe. I'm in the mood, love. I'm in the mood, babe. I'm in the mood for love. I'm in the mood, I'm in the mood. Baby, girl, I'm in the mood for love. Yes, mama told me, leave the little girl alone. But mama didn't know, God knows. Girl, what put down, I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for love. Girl, I'm in the mood, I'm in the mood. Baby, I'm in the mood for love. Then he said something like that. Night, the right time. Be you the one you love. You know when nighttime come, pretty woman, you know. You so far away, I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for love. Girl, I'm in the mood, I'm in the mood. Babe, I'm in the mood for love. Hey. Mississippi Blues. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, do I like doing this stuff? Oh yes, man, I'll tell you, Baseball would have made me a lot of money in this country. Because Mrs. Spencer know that I tell you, I was something else with that ball. And there's been a lot of good ones around here, but I ain't seen nobody, that's been over 40 years ago, in my category. And it's been a bunch of good ones around. I was something with that ball. I could play it, I loved it. You didn't tell me to be at the ball game. I was gonna be there before it started, and I studied it. Throw 95 left-handed, 95 right-handed, it made no difference. But the blues has carried me places baseball will never. I got fans everywhere. Everywhere. That people know me and I ain't never seen them yet. Now in Africa, I wish every black person in this country that ain't never been to Africa, I wish they could go. It is amazing. It's amazing. Since the COVID-19 hit, I had some of my big chief friends call me here in America. Wanted me to come and live over there, which I could go now. Something. Had a big falling there too. And you know what else? I see myself about 50 times, people look just like me. And I thought it was me. That's amazing. It's amazing. Look just like you. Same thing in Sweden too. Sweden and all them places. Man, I'm telling you. People you see over here look like the people over there. It's got a different name. And I do love people. And these people with all this money and unhappy.
Yeah, that's true.
Give me 20,000, see what to make me unhappy. I ain't gotta have no million. Just 20,000 do me. I'm just as happy because I'm happy with my 10. Yes. How you doing, Willie? Oh, look at here. How we got over here? Y'all doing all right? Linda. Yeah, man. I didn't know y'all done flipped in on me. What's going on? But man, I tell you, I've been having some fun with this. You know. And I sure wish I could speak some of this other language. And I learned a lot of words, but I didn't learn nothing in Germany. And I didn't learn nothing in Portuguese. No words at all. I was, one word, I guess I learned it, I don't think I did though. Because in Portuguese, they were telling me my chauffeur, he didn't speak English. He just spoke a word or two. But obrigado was thank you very much. I didn't know that. He kept saying, when I help him do something, you know, like put my stuff luggage in the vehicle so we finna go, he would be saying obrigado, and I thought he was saying open the car door. And I opened the car door and you almost fall out the car. You know what I'm saying? That's what it sounded like to me. So I had to get these people that booked me in these places, stop getting me these cheap interpreters. I need somebody that's gonna speak English, not a couple of words. Everything, you know what I'm saying? Everything. Because that's what they've been getting me. I had to get 2 interpreters, 3 interpreters to make out what follow me around, because this knows just so much and that knows so much. Get me somebody expensive. So I got a friend lady in Italy. She speaks a lot of this language. She's expensive, but when I'm in France and places like that, that's who they hire. So you have to do it, man. But speaking a few words, that ain't no good. No. We gotta go now. Before we get out of here, we're gonna do one more thing, okay? I don't know what time it is. Y'all having a good time? Yeah. Terry Harmonica Bean got a show to do in Clarksdale on Saturday night at Red's Lounge. Actually, I've done 3 shows already down at Red's. Last week we had about 7, 8 people from Russia was there. And I got a lot of friends in Russia anyway. That I was playing in Memphis in May, the Blues Festival. And I done a jam. Down at Ron Booker, I was hosting the jam. And the Russian guys came in. They couldn't speak English. These here couldn't. They wanted to use their band to play on stage. Who's in charge? And they said, Terry Harmonica Bean. So they wanted to come up and play, so I let them, got the other guys down and let them play. And they had a good group. And that put me in Russia. Things worked out. How did you get playing around, Terry, going to all these places without an agent? Playing on street corners. I played here in New Albany several times, right up at the railroad tracks. I was kind of famous then, but I wasn't traveling around like I am now. I worked at Action Lane. And Helena, Arkansas, Clarksdale, everywhere. I just playing on street corners. I had an idea. Took me 8 years for the right person saw me. You follow me? 8 years I played on street corners. Oh, I was playing everywhere, Jesse in America. Nobody now wants nobody to video nobody. Don't take no picture of me, don't take no video. And I try to encourage a lot of people. That is good for you. Let these people video you and stuff like that, but they don't want it. Why? Because they feel like these people taking these videos and making a lot of money off of it. Well, I'm going to tell you like my grandmother and grandpa told me. You can't make all of the money. You can't do it. Worrying about things you don't have no control over. And so that didn't bother me. I let these people take these pictures. I let them video me for free. They put all this stuff. I didn't have no cell phones. I don't have a computer today. You don't have a computer? I ain't never had one. Terry Harmonica Bean was all in Germany and Russia and all those places, and I ain't never been there yet. I always had my phone, I'm gonna listen. I'm out of CDs. All my CDs stuck in Germany right now. They can't get over here yet. Only thing I can afford to give away is the business cards. So y'all here, take your business card. I buy business cards to give out to people. I have a lot of CDs, but I'm sold out now. I don't really sell CDs. I trade CDs. You give me $20, I give you the CD. 'Cause I ain't selling nothing. You know, we just swapping. That's the way I do. But I'm swapped out right now. But got more coming. So pick up your business card and carry on with you. You can call me anytime. Don't make no difference. Lay your name and number, I'll call you back. I'm my own agent. I got several of them been talking to me. But Grandmama, I'll tell her, she gone now. She lived to be 105, my grandmother, on my daddy's side. So, oh boy, it's all right to do what you're doing. But don't let these people put you in shackles, boy. I'm a free guy. Now, agent won't let me sit and do what I'm doing now. You follow me? No. I don't have to have no 20,000 people to first play in front of them. One or two. Sometimes I play for nobody. Ain't nobody that mean, the doorman, the guy that own the place. It don't make no difference. Why? Because I'm getting paid right on. The blues is all right. They come at you in all kind of ways. You having a good time? This harmonica, black people couldn't even call this thing the right name. They would call it a harp. That's what they would call it. You have to give thanks to Muddy Waters. These guys that were playing these things, these black guys, they were playing these things. They played by themselves. Guitar player playing by himself. Piano player by himself. Violin player, everybody by themselves. How you doing, Sam? Our great blues man, Mr. Sam. I remember way back in the day. Yeah. I was playing pitching the baseball back in them days, and he'd be standing out there, but I didn't know he was a famous guy then. I didn't know that. But he'd be standing there watching. But these harmonicas, the great Muddy Waters put these people together. Harmonica players, piano players, bass player, drummer, put them all together. Formed their bands. They're waiting for B.B. King to come on. But the old harmonica players, well, we be on the back porch doing. Lord, I got a woman. She's so loving, kind to me in every way. Lord, I got a woman. She's so loving, kind to me in every way. But my baby wants to leave me. Won't have me worried every day. No one to leave me, darling. Woman, no, I can't stand to see you go. No one to leave me, darling. Woman, no, I can't stand to see you go away. But you won't leave me, honey? I could have to stand and see you go. So long. You know, when I first heard my daddy's friends playing one of these things, just sitting around, I liked it that too. Just the sound. I was kind of just sitting while they be playing, observing all that. Like I said, they ain't teaching you how to play. It all got in here.
How old were you when you started?
About 7 or 8, something like that. My brothers, them, Jimmy and them, they'd be playing. My dad would come in and go to work. And when they put their guitar down, you couldn't move nothing, you know. But I go get it, and they know I done had it. Yes. And see, this is a funny thing that happened to me again. When we would go to those juke joints, my daddy, Eddie Bean, Wood, said, my little boy now can play. So I didn't want to do it. He had me to come up there and play for these people. And I played the guitar. I played the harmonica. I kept one in my pocket, just playing around. One time I made a whole $1. Yeah, a whole $1 one time. But some of my older brothers would be upset about it because I was getting a lot of attention as a little boy. And they playing the band, my daddy. When we get back home, and then they be practicing on their instrument, playing and stuff, and I be trying to tell them what to do, what I want. And boy, they jump on me, run me out the house. So I would go outside and get the baseball and start throwing them side the house. I started doing that. So I gave it the music. I quit doing it, just stopped, and let them do all that. And I went to baseball and got very good at that stuff. And then when I lost that career playing baseball, I worked in an Action Lane furniture factory, done 25 years, there for Action. And then I won it. My dad died in 85, granddaddy was 82. Nobody playing the blues no more. So I wanted to hear that sound again. So what did I do? I started going to Greenville Blues Festival. That's about 89, 90, somewhere along now. And I run into this guy named T. Marlowe Forward. Anybody ever heard of T. Marlowe? Yeah. He's passed on now. He's on the Mississippi stage playing in Greenville. And he was the guy that gave him our first battle house to play on the stage in front of 3,000 or 4,000 people. He said, what do you play? I said, I play harmonica. He said, let me hear you. Well, I didn't have a harmonica that day. He said, well, son, if you ain't got no harmonica on you, you can't play now then. Well, that was embarrassing to me, so I walked away from him. He went on the stage and played. When he got through his 30 minutes, Mr. Eddie Acoustic, another guitar man. Miss Sam, you ever heard of Eddie Acoustic? A good, very good one. He's back on the Muddy Waters him. He was. Old man. And he went on stage for 30 minutes. So T. Marlowe Forward kept his eye on me the whole time. And he motioned for me to come where he was. I didn't want to, but I did. I wanted to see the old man. He said, boy, you say you can blow a harmonica. I got a man coming here with a harmonica. But I didn't want to blow nobody else's harmonica. And Mr. John Horton was this guy's name. He's a famous blues guy in Greenville now. And so I don't want to blow nobody else's harmonica. But I'm thinking like this. This is an opportunity for me. But that was really what I was afraid of. I was afraid of T-Marlowe. Not him as a person. I was afraid of the way he played. I get to that. John pulled up a harmonica. So I got this kind. I didn't care what kind it was, but let me see it. All right. It was bad. It had a lot of bad reeds in it. He said, well, I got another one. Same key, but it wasn't the one he gave me the first. It was bad too. But that wasn't the problem. I knew that T-Marlowe, he's an old blues player. He didn't know nothing about key of A and B and G and stuff like that. See, ladies and gentlemen, this blues music, different styles, this stuff is a serious, serious kind of music. It ain't played like that no more today. You follow me? But the older guys, they got a certain style that plays a certain way. Some of them tuned to themselves. How many people have heard Mr. Robert Bedford? You ever heard of that name? He passed on now. A strange style he played. Nobody could play with him. Because the guitar note would be what E string supposed to be. He may have a G string now. He was octave on his guitar. Nobody could play it but him. It works for him though, because he's tuned to himself. And that's the way T-model for it was. And I knew that. Why did I know it? Because I come from my granddad and my daddy them. I was already immune to this kind of plan. But I wanted him. I said, this harmonica is the key of C. I know what you got. I heard what he said. Come on up on this stage. So I had to go on stage with him. I didn't want to make no fool out of myself. But when I got on the stage, I told him again, them old guys, you know, say, hit your low note. I said, hit your high note. I said, he tuned the guitar to this. We rocked the house. I played with him for 4 years. And when I left him, he cried like a baby. He didn't want me to leave. You know how much money I made with him? Out of 4 years. One time I made $20. It wasn't about the money, ladies and gentlemen. It was about the fun I had with these old people. I'm hearing this music again, all different styles. But I knew one day that I was going to do my own thing. He got robbed down there one time for $60. And I had been wondering about taking the money and just bringing it out. And he got robbed one night in Mohead. And I was putting my equipment inside my station wagon. And he tried to get his gun out to shoot this guy, but he didn't have it on him. All the more blues guys kept going on him, knife or something. And the guy ran right by me. And I'm trying to go see what's wrong with T-Mall, but the guy ran right by me. Since I didn't grab him, T-Mall felt like I was in with the robbery. So, because I didn't grab the guy. I didn't know what was going on. Which I wasn't going to grab him for no $60, no way. So when we went to the police station, we got all that all straightened out. And that's when I cut it loose. My own thing. But I've said that to say this. I'm my own agent. A person like Sam Mosley back there. If you're playing somewhere and he asks you to come up on a stage and do a number with him, especially if you're a person that ain't got no reputation, nobody knows you, and he asks you himself, go. That's an opportunity for you. Because if you turn it down, you may not never come again for you. Don't be afraid to fail, what my grandpa Ross said. He called it fall. Don't be afraid to fall. Because if you're afraid of that, you're setting yourself up for falling. You doubting yourself before you even try anything. I can't do it. Well, you already done messed up. Y'all all right? You know, my grandfather them boy, they said, boy, You play that thing. Grandmother them, but get your harp out, son, and play a tune for us. Thank y'all for coming out. It's about time for me to get out of here anyway. But get your harp out and play a tune for us. They'd love for Terry to do that. And I would do it. The blues is all right, ain't it? And it's, you know, Terry, you play a long time. Oh yeah. So how you play all them hours and never move? Well, it's the easiest job I ever had. Yes. But it's a lot of work when you play like this. Me playing the guitar and this and folk and this here too. There's a lot of stuff going on in your head. Now I'm a one-man band. When you see a guy playing just the guitar and singing, they call themselves a one-man band, but it's not a one-man band. When the guy's doing a lot of stuff like I'm doing, yes. And when I do got the big sound, everything set up like I usually do it, then it get a lot strong. But everything okay with y'all, ain't it? All right then. Thank y'all very much. So I can sit here and play you all day and pull around here. Like I say, if you want to get a business card, that's the only thing I can give you. But I ain't got nothing else. And thank everybody for coming. Last time I was here, that's been some years ago, this part here wasn't built to the place though. Good to see you, Spencer. Yeah. But you know, hey. Keep the blues alive. Crazy with my baby. I'm crazy with my baby. Crazy with my baby, and my baby just crazy for me. Every time she lays lips to mine, cold chill run up and down her spine. Heart in the pillow, best and still. Give my soul just a lovely thrill. I'm crazy with my baby. Crazy with my baby. Crazy with my baby just crazy for me. Every time she put her lips to mine, cold chill run up and down her spine. Hot in the middle, best and still. Give my soul just a lovely thrill. I'm crazy with my baby. Crazy with my baby. Crazy with my baby, and my baby crazy for me. Yeah, I see you. When the sun go down, begin to shout, touch my soul when the lights go out. Early in the morning, about the break of day, can't hear nothing but my baby saying, crazy for my baby. Crazy for my baby. Thank y'all, ladies and gentlemen.